everyone, and today I've got your Django Unchained movie review. I had actually just recently seen this movie because ever since I found out that Leonardo DiCaprio didn't get nominated for his role in this movie, I really wanted to see what all the buzz was about, and I heard that it was really good, so I definitely had to check it out and take everybody's word for it. I ended up seeing it, and I really liked it. It was something that I definitely expected Quentin Tarantino to make, and I knew it was going to be just another Quentin Tarantino movie that was just going to be really awesome, so I was really happy I saw it. This movie also stars Jamie Foxx, who is the lead in this movie as Django. The D is silent. He is a slave that gets picked up by Christoph Waltz, who has another fantastic performance in this movie. He is a former German dentist who's like strolling up in his dentist car with like the tooth rocking back and forth. I thought like that was just hilarious. It was just really awesome. And he's also a bounty hunter who is trying to take out this group of people, and then he recruits Django to help him, as well as helping him to locate his wife, who is played by Kerry Washington, who has been taken by Calvin Candy, who is played by Leonardo DiCaprio, where he resides in Candyland. So I thought that was another really funny, like just hilarious touch, and I just thought it was really awesome. One of the other things that I really liked about this movie was that the story that Dr. Schultz tells Django, sort of like helping him to motivate him to get his wife. It's all about this like old German sort of tale, because his wife's name is Brumhilde. Tells him this story about this guy who's like rescuing this princess from this dragon or whatever. So it definitely fit perfectly with the story, and as it sort of unfolds, you kind of piece together like all these little things. I thought it was just really, really awesome the way that Quentin Tarantino did that, because, you know, he wrote the screenplay. I thought it was really impressive, and also pretty much off of, like, out of any movie that he's previously done. I actually had just recently seen Inglourious Basterds, so going in to see this, I knew I was going to see the same old tricks that Quentin Tarantino has up his sleeve. He's always using the same techniques when he's filming, with the whole slow-mo shots and all this like blood like splattering everywhere. It's like almost like ridiculousness, but it's just, I mean, it's crazy because, I mean, it's Quentin Tarantino, like that's his style, and it definitely worked in this movie, and I actually enjoyed it, because normally I don't really enjoy all that stuff, but this one worked, and it was just, it added, like, there was a lot of, like, comedic moments where they actually worked, and, I mean, it was just awesome, and I'm actually now more of a fan of Quentin Tarantino than I ever was before. Next movie he makes, I will definitely see it. So there's a lot of that going on, and got more, like, unscrupulous characters. Samuel Jackson is in this movie, and he looks almost unrecognizable. He's, like, playing this old dude who is living on the same plantation, living in Candyland, favorite one in the entire house, in the entire plantation, alongside Calvin Candy. Speaking of whom, Leonardo DiCaprio, I absolutely loved him in this movie. I think he should have been nominated, because as his character was just, like when he was overseeing some of the Mandingo fighting, which was really brutal, but I mean, it was like just really crazy just seeing him. He can act. Like, anybody who says that he can't act is crazy for saying that, because he is long overdue for some kind of award, because I feel like every role that he's been in just has been overlooked, and I think he's really, really good in this movie. His presence on screen, especially when he's just in the moment, like whether or not like he's meeting Django, who is now like pretending to be this like valet guy and working alongside Dr. Schultz, and they're just having dinner, and then all of a sudden he sees his wife, so things are getting all crazy and Candy's getting really suspicious. So then that one moment in the movie where he just blows up and you see it in his eyes, I can almost see like blood vessels like popping out of his head. He's just so crazy. And there was a moment where he actually smashed his hand over, I think it was like his glass, and then all of a sudden I look up and I'm looking and I have to look really close and I'm like, wait a minute, that's like blood. And like I found out that it was actually real, like it was really him, and he just kept going. And he even did, like, and the scene also included Kerry Washington from Hilda, and he is like touching her and like touching her face and all that, and I'm just like, oh my god, if that is real, that is just crazy. I mean, I just would not be able to stand, like, wow, like that was all in one take, and I'm just like, that was amazing. Give this guy an Oscar already, seriously. By the end of the movie, like, along with all of the, like, the soundtrack, which I really liked, just like the intensity just kept building up until the end of the movie, and I was like, okay, I know this is over like 2 hours long, and it's kind of dragging on a bit, but once they sort of started to get there towards the end, I was like really rooting for Django and for the story that Dr. Schultz was telling him to be true, and I was just really happy. Like, I literally silently cheered. It was just amazing that it went down the way that it did, and it was just absolutely perfect. The writing, the directing. Overall, I would say I really like this movie. I would definitely see this again. If you haven't seen Django Unchained, check this out. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it. If you liked Leonardo DiCaprio's performance, and if it is definitely, like, he should have been nominated for an Oscar. And you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for each other Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.